Live editing on stream tonight. You know it.
You know how we do. You know how we do it here.
Tech mess. Wouldn't be us if we weren't changing something live for all of our peoples to see.
Yes. There's no time. Folks, it is December, as Matt said.
It is.
Which means we celebrate the holidays. And there's one holiday in particular that is actually built from many pagan beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
That holiday is known as Christmas. Now,
Christmas.
You know Christmas is the jolly time with old Saint Nick and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and all the wonderful holly jolly Christmas things that come with Christmas.
Holly jolly.
Well, here at Tech Mess, we wanted to take that holly jolly and put it into the mouth of Gryla, the child eater, today. That's right. We're talking about the monsters of Christmas.
The monsters.
Of which there are more than you would think. Slippy Dupree, thank you so much for the lurk. Of which there are more than you would think.
Honestly, I was kind of surprised when I was looking at all these at how many there are.
Yeah, is there a skeleton mare of Welsh tradition that rides through the night?
Tries to get into your house?
Tries to get into your house. We all know Krampus. La Bethana and Babushka. Which is like a grandma witch thing. Berta. Stragel, the Tomten, the Belschnickel. If you've ever watched The Office, I'm sure you're familiar with the Belschnickel.
I don't remember that from The Office.
The Belschnickel? You don't remember the Belschnickel?
I don't.
Dude.
But I've only watched The Office once. So.
Okay, so you don't remember when Dwight comes in and he's dressed like all raggedy?
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's the Belschnickel.
Okay.
That's the Belschnickel.
Belschnickel. It's a weird word.
Yes, it is. But I lost my train of thought completely. God damn it.
You were talking about the Belschnickel.
The Belschnickel. Anyway, there's basically there's a bunch of monsters, okay, and we're going to talk about them today. Gryla is a child eater, and I'm excited. The Yule Lads and the Yule Cat. It's just, there's so many. But first, how's everybody doing? How are we all doing on this chilly Tech Mess Morbid Message Monday?
Doing good.
And that's not really chilly here. It's just, I just put it on.
I guess I could say I'm doing good. I had a very stressful day with my car today.
Oh, what happened, man?
I don't know. I still haven't figured it out, but I will figure it out eventually. Oh, no, I was driving to work this morning, and I got to work, and I was enjoying the warmth of my heater, and then all of a sudden my heater got cold. And my car started to get hot. And so I had to drive fast to get the car to not be hot. And so I spent most of the day just limping along, trying to get places where I work. And then I tried to get home, and I did get home, just barely, but I got home. And I don't know what it is yet. I think it's my thermostat.
Yay.
Yeah, and if it's the thermostat, I'm going to be super happy because it's only $16. If it's the radiator, which I swear to God, if it's the radiator, I'm going to be pissed. It's a lot more money. So
you're going to have to replace it for like the fifth time.
Well, I've never had to replace the radiator. I've had to replace the pump not the pump, the thermostat like twice now. I don't know what it is about thermostats. They're just terrible.
I don't know what it is about Jeeps. They're just terrible. Anyway,
hey, you watch your mouth.
Matt, I'm going to do something that's completely out of tradition.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Start us off with Krampus.
Amulet's going to be so upset.
Krampus. Okay, wait. Where is Amulet?
He said he was going to join us a little bit later.
Give him, okay, we'll give him time then. Start us off with Mariluid. Mariluid.
I'm gonna put a disclaimer out there right now. We are probably going to horribly mispronounce most of these names.
Yes.
Mari Lude. The Christmas zombie horse.
Mm.
If you haven't heard of this one, this macabre skeleton mare of Welsh tradition, it rises from the dead and wanders the streets in the winter time or close to Christmas. And its main purpose really is just to kind of like remind people of their existence. And it's kind of creepy. Like if you've seen pictures of this thing, it's basically a horse with or a horse head, horse skull with a cloak. This fucking thing just wanders through the streets.
It's pretty metal.
But its only goal is to try to get into your house. So you've got the zombie demon horse trying to break down your door.
Sweet.
And the only way to stop said horse from breaking down your door is a battle of the wits. So if your night isn't crazy enough that a demonic skeleton horse showed up to your door, you have to outwit it in rhyme and other games.
Let's not forget about the large man breaking in through the chimney.
Right, yeah. It's just a really bad night when both of them show up. But yeah, so this one, rooted in Welsh tradition, is usually represented.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
What?
Do you have to rap battle this horse?
Yeah, you do.
To keep them out, you must engage in a battle of wits in rhyme. No less.
Yeah, it's a rap battle with a demon horse.
It's a rap battle with a skeleton demon horse. This is my favorite. That's it.
It's pretty great. That's why I was like, I need to talk about this one. You'll see it commonly, like nowadays, in traditional like parades and celebrations, and it's just some dude under a cloak with a stick and a horse skull. Yeah, no, it's
there. It is.
It's pretty damn metal. But we live in a gated now. Now the gate will not keep you safe.
The gate will not. No, it won't. Just forget.
It's a fucking skeleton horse. It'll kick the gate down.
It's a skeleton horse, Dad. It's not.
Come to your door and start rapping about mom's spaghetti.
Oh, yep. It's Eminem.
Can you show the pictures of these things on the...
yeah. Maybe. Sure. Let's see. I'll try. Let's see what happens when I do that.
Right. This is a live podcast.
This is a live podcast. We do this. We do stuff like this.
Talk about things.
Yeah, we do, man. That's true. Okay, TV image, and then we'll do this. That didn't work.
Now it's just snow and lines.
Yeah, no.
Visions from the future.
Now it's just nothingness. Oh God, I hope I didn't break anything.
It's permanently broken.
Okay, no, I didn't break anything. God, thank God. No, I can't.
Okay, no pictures for you guys. I'm sorry.
No pictures, but yes, look up Mario Lude. I'm typing it. I think it's Mary Lude. Lude. Mary Lude. Mary Lude. Mary Lude.
You got a little bit French there. There's got to be a pronunciation for God. That is horrifying. Sorry, Lude.
Mary Lude.
Welsh pronunciation.
It's Welsh, so it's like
Welsh.
Mary Lude.
Yeah, Wales.
Mary.
There's no like actual pronunciation of it, which is kind of terrible. God, that's horrifying.
So a little bit more on Mary Lude. It is as an ancient practice, the Mary Lude, or Grey Mare / Holy Mary, is typically celebrated on New Year's Eve. Since these ancient times, people have celebrated festivals of light, signifying rebirth and hope in times of darkness. So there's good to this
positive meaning to
supposed monster as well. Thought you sneezed for a second. I did.
French.
Yes, I sneezed in French. Okay, all right. I don't want to get right to Gryla, but I'm like so stoked to talk about Gryla.
Then talk about Gryla.
All right. Well, we all know that Santa Claus is all about making children happy, bringing the gifts, bringing and spreading joy and love and breaking into your house. But Gryla is a little different. In fact, Gryla is an Icelandic Christmas monster. a giant troll that's always in a bad mood due to her insatiable hunger for what other than children. In fact, each Christmas, Gryla comes down from her mountain dwelling to hunt for naughty children. So, remember, if you you better look out. You better not hide. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Because Gryla's coming down from her mountain to eat you.
This picture's horrifying. She has a bag on her back full of dismembered body parts.
Yes, she does.
She's chewing on a leg.
There's the photo if y'all want to see it.
There you go. Enjoy.
So what she does is she places kids into a sack, drags them back to her cave, where she then boils them alive for her favorite stew. So that's Gryla. Gryla's our friend, in the...
She brings you only joy and happiness.
It's very brutal, though. Like, Gryla is honestly incredibly brutal.
She's a little brutal, man.
Gryla's wrath is not reserved solely for human children, but she has been through 3 husbands already, 2 of which she killed because simply they bored her. I'm sure you're wondering by now what her children are like. She has 13 of them, in fact. All of them boys. And they are the next subject. They are the next guys we're going to be talking about. Known as the Yule Lads. Now, the Yule Lads are the 13 sons of Gryla. And they're each known for a particular habit or characteristic. Kind of like the 7 dwarfs.
But they look like them.
They do.
They do.
But with a much darker kind of side. Now, most of them are depicted as mischievous pranksters and petty criminals. Icelandic children are visited each night on the 13 days leading up to Christmas by a different Yule lad, including such charmers as Sheepcoat Clog, a peg-legged sheep fancier, Gullyhawk, who hides out in ditches and gullies and waits for an opportune moment to run into the cow and lick the foam off the milk in the milking buckets. Stubby, whose name denotes his stature as he is unusually short. Spoon Licker, a licker and a thief of spoons. Pot Scraper, who is a petty thief of leftovers. So he just wants the leftovers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just wants, that's all he wants.
Yeah. Bowl Licker, who hides under your bed and waits for you to absent-mindedly put down your bowl so he can steal it, and yes, so he can lick it. Door Slammer, who just slams doors all night like an asshole. Just you imagine just being an Icelandic child and you just keep hearing door.
See this little stubby son of a bitch staring at you, slamming your door constantly.
Slamming your door.
Stop it!
A Skier Gobbler who eats skier, which is yogurt. Sausage Swiper.
Sausage Swiper.
Who steals sausage. Window Peeper, who watches you from the windows. Doorway Sniffer, who uses his incredibly large nose to sniff through the doors to find bread. Meat Hook, who always brings a hook along with him so he can steal meat. And Candle Stealer, who follows children around so he can steal their candles, leaving them in the dark.
I wonder when the person who created these creatures,
this Icelandic fucking
what was their thought process? How ridiculous can I make these? This one's gonna lick the foam in the milk bucket. He's not gonna drink the milk. He's going to lick the foam. And
no, he's going to just lick the foam.
That's it.
Don't forget Sausage Swiper.
Fucking Sausage Swiper.
Sausage Swiper.
We were going to have
licker, Spoon Licker, Pot Scraper. It's basically just a bunch of little assholes.
We were going to have breakfast, but that damn sausage
Sausage Swiper. He took all the damn sausage, man.
Spoon Licker took our spoon, so don't plan on having any porridge.
Dude. I'm curious what Skier Gobbler, who eats skier yogurt. which
I don't know.
is,
Yeah,
I'm guessing that's Icelandic for yogurt.
yeah. Is it like a different type of like fermented yogurt or something?
Now, when there's, assholes, there's also usually a pet. So the Yule Cat is the pet of Graila and the Yule Lads. I don't know where this accent's coming from. I don't know what it is, but it is happening.
An odd one, but it's there.
The Yule Cat's prey consists of both children and adults. Unlike the other Christmas monsters, this cat does not care about your misdeeds during the year. The only insurance against being torn apart and eaten by this giant feline is receiving an article of new clothing for Christmas. Shop wisely. Jesus
Honestly,
Christ, admits Witcher.
The cat's pretty fucking creepy looking.
Yeah, the
like
cat's terrifying. So get the right Christmas sweater, otherwise the Yule Cat's gonna, I guess, eat you.
Eat you for dinner.
Just like Gryla will eat the children, and the Yule Lads will apparently just steal your sausage, candles, leftovers.
Such an odd combination of like thievery and
Iceland is weird.
Violence.
I'm just gonna say it. Skyr is like Greek yogurt, just specific to the region in Iceland. Okay, well, that sounds about right.
I wonder if that's the same stuff they're selling at grocery stores now.
It's not. You're not thinking of like the, what is it, kefir or something? Is
it kefir or something like that?
It's
like a Viking yogurt.
Viking yogurt.
There's a Viking ship on it. That's how I know what it is.
Where's my yogurt?
I've come for my yogurt.
I've come for my yogurt. And to pillage. Viking yogurt. But yeah.
It does the body good.
There's your Icelandic fucking nightmare fuel.
It's just, none of it is like even like remotely like structured. It's just a nightmare situation. Let's go to another part of Europe and talk about some German mythological
baby.
monsters. We're going to talk about Belschnickel.
Hey, Joe, what do you know? Wait, I said Belschnickel. I called dibs on the Belschnickel.
Oh, you want Belschnickel? Which one was mine? Was it the Toteman? Totemten?
Totenman. The Totenman. The Tomten.
No, it's Tomten.
It's Tomten.
It's the Tomten.
Jesus Christ.
Slippy.
Slippy was like, stop talking. The creature of Scandinavian folklore.
Who bears a resemblance to a gnome, much like the weird sausage stealing ones that Jake just talked about.
Sausage striper, dude.
He lives among the dead.
Slippy with the 10 bits. Thank you so much.
Just
so you know, every time I say Slippy with the 10 bits or anybody with bits, we cannot hear you because the Inception plays every time. Just remember that.
I'll edit that out. Tomten, the Scandinavian folklore, Scandinavian folklore, who bears a resemblance to a gnome, lives among the dead inside burial mounds. He acts,
wait, what?
Yeah, he lives in the burial mounds, so he lives with the dead people. He just hangs out. He's a fat little stumpy gnome thing that lives with dead people.
Sounds like he should hang out with the Yule Lads, but
probably he could probably get some more out of that.
He would get along.
But he acts as a caretaker. He protects the dead. He also acts as the helper of the household if you don't anger him. So don't piss him off. The Tomten has quite the temper and is known for driving people insane with his tricks or biting them. The bites being poisonous.
The bites being poisonous.
He's a venomous gnome.
He's a venomous... So Scandinavia and Iceland are both very strange with their lore.
They have an interesting design for their mythological creatures, apparently. Keep in mind too, it's not just poisonous. It's like deathly poisonous.
It's definitely he's like a cobra.
Yeah, you die.
He's a king cobra.
You die and then he lives with you forever.
This is a black mamba gnome.
I just did a double take on this term. Venomous gnome.
I'm confused. Okay, so the Tomten is a Scandinavian folklore.
Yeah, he's a snake in disguise.
Venomous gnome.
Yeah, you'd just be well advised. So they leave gifts and food out for him on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Fuck Santa Claus. You gotta feed this thing.
Feed this thing
Otherwise,
so you don't get bit.
You're gonna be forever entombed with a venomous gnome who gnaws on your bones.
No, in fact, I did pick one, and he's known as the Belschnickel. In some German and Pennsylvania, oh, they put two N's in Pennsylvania. Is there two N's in Pennsylvania?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, I think that's a joke about The Office.
I think it's Anya.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a joke about The Office.
Well, I'm gonna look
because Dwight was the Belschnickel.
I'm going to look it up while you're talking.
In some German and Pennsylvania Dutch communities, Belschnickel shows up a couple weeks before Christmas, filthy and dressed in rags and furs to beat children who have misbehaved. As an 1872 Philadelphia newspaper recounted, Mr. Belschnickel makes his personal appearance dressed in skins or old clothes, his face black, a bell, a whip, and a pocket full of cake or nuts. And either the cakes or the whip are bestowed upon those around. Back in the 19th century, it was popular for rowdy revelers to go Belschnicking and get drunk, vandalize the city, and play pranks. Hey, let's go Belschnicking!
I can just imagine a group of people screaming that, drunk as fuck. Carrying cake and nuts in their pockets and whips in the other hand.
Yeah, are you impish or admirable? So that is a thing. And I did learn that from The Office. Apparently, the Belschnickel would ask children if they were impish or admirable.
Oh, okay.
Is that admirable?
Admirable?
Impish or let me Google this. Or admirable? Yes, impish or admirable.
They're so creative with their descriptions of
Yes, but the Belschnickel is also absolutely terrifying. All things considered, it's just a dude who walks around with a whip, who beats the shit out of children if they misbehave, and gives cakes to the other ones.
So if you're good, you get cake. If you're not, you get the whip.
You get whipped by a bundle of sticks from our good friend the Belschnickel.
And keep in mind, he also looks quite gnome-sized. So we're going to place him in the same category as the venomous gnome. This is the whipping gnome.
This is the whipping gnome, who also should probably be part of the Yule Lads.
Probably.
There's a lot of gnomes in this. This should just be called gnomes of like demon gnomes of the holidays.
How did you die? I got killed by a gang of gnomes.
I think the gnomes actually stop after the Belschnickel. let me look. Yes, he does. That's what he does, the Belschnickel.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
But yeah, so the Belschnickel is just a stranger. Not necessarily a monster.
I mean, he whips innocent children.
Are they innocent though? I mean, come on, impish or admirable.
Whip them for something.
You get cakes if you're admirable. If you're an asshole, you get your impish. So kind of fuck you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Drake and Josh Belschnickel. Don't be bringing up Drake and Josh in here. Jesus Christ. Matt.
Yes.
Since we waited for
wait.
Amulet, I think it's time.
If he's not here, I'm sorry, Amulet. We're going to talk about the one that most people know because there was a fairly popular movie made about it. Krampus. Good old Krampus. He's Santa's good old pal, his counterpart. Yeah. Shut up. In the earliest incarnation. You fuck. Saint Nicholas I have to space my words because if I don't, I know you're gonna do something. Saint Nick, his buddy Krampus.
Yeah, baby.
So Saint Nick, we all know Saint Nick. He brings along the packages. He brings the parcels. The gifts.
What is he, the fucking USPS? What the brings the packages and the parcels?
Only the USPS of
He doesn't
Christmas.
even have gifts. He's just packages and parcels.
It's just packages and
Just
parcels.
Amazon Prime.
And sometimes coal. But instead of coal, he brings this son of a bitch. So Saint Nick brings Krampus along. And if you don't know much about Krampus, he's there for the bad kids. So the good kids, they get their gifts, they get their candy, and Krampus shoves the bad ones in a bag and carries them off to hell. Like, no.
Oh, thank you, Santa. I really appreciate it.
As Krampus is dragging another bag down the street of screaming.
I just wanted the candy.
But he doesn't even like ask. Like, there's no conversation about it. He just shoves them into his sack and carries them to hell.
And on a more, personal basis here,
right?
Who is Krampus to determine who's naughty and who's nice? You know what I mean? Same with Saint Nick.
I think that's Santa's job. Santa establishes.
Okay, so he's his counterpart, right? So he's
right. So Santa lets him know, like, here's the list of the kids you have to kill.
So not only is Santa somebody who breaks into your house and drops off parcels, he also knowingly sends children to hell. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's interesting.
Like,
Santa is a murderer.
In the other parts of the world, there is no naughty list. There is only Krampus.
There it is.
So Krampus is Santa's hitman. Exactly. That's exactly what he is.
Yeah. Krampus is Santa's hitman. Don't be an asshole.
Leave cookies out for Santa. Santa breaks in more houses than the Kool-Aid man. That's very true.
That is very true.
Oh,
Krampus. Krampus.
But it's kind of a horrifying thought that some cultures are like, if you're nice, you're good. You get a present. You don't get anything bad. And if you're naughty, well, you're dead.
So there's a general theme here that I've noticed with a lot of these Christmas monsters, and it's naughty or nice. Okay, it's good, it's bad. Now, please make Jake St. Krampus a sound alert from today to Christmas. Oh God.
Actually, a good idea.
That way you can harass Matt.
Yeah, there you go. Pick the most obnoxious one that you've got and make it a sound alert for 1,000 bits.
Text, there you go. We'll make it 50 bits, and you can Krampus for Okay.
Oh shit.
There's a general theme here, okay? And that's kind of what we've all come to know, right? I mean, as kids, we were all like, okay, if we're good, we get Christmas. If we're bad, we don't. But how many of us really, truly didn't get Christmas, right?
I mean, we grew up with the concept that we were going to get coal.
Yeah, we grew up with I never really, thoroughly believed that I would get coal.
No.
I think it was like a fun thing that I was like, oh, yeah, cool.
I guess it kind of was for us, too.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Right,
but it's more of like well,
I was never told I was going to get sacked and taken to hell.
I also just kind of some people get coal, some people get Krampus. If you're in Europe, you might end up with Krampus. Oh my God. Krampus sounds like a disease that you could get.
Only in Christmas.
Have you been dragged to hell as a child? You may be afflicted with Krampus.
Talk to your doctor.
Coal is not cheap. I wanted coal. I was that poor. I got IOUs. God damn it.
I was going to power my own home.
Tex was actually given coal once. Why?
What?
Hey, Doc, I've had a small case of Krampus in my ass. There you go. Yes. A small case. I was dragged to hell as a child, and all I can remember is the Krampus.
The Krampus, because it sticks.
But something that is, I don't want to say equally as scary, because this is not necessarily the same thing, is one known as Pacta. Pacta. On New Year's Eve. So, this is after Christmas, but still within the holiday season.
Krampus took all your friends, and then this fucker comes around.
Pacta roams the earth, rewarding those who are hardworking and generous. You know, she goes around, hey, I know Santa already came, but here comes Berta with rewards. And punishing those who were idle and greedy. Her punishment of choice involves slashing open your stomach, so she may violently rip out your intestines, which are then replaced by straw, rocks, and garbage. The tradition of having goose for Christmas is sometimes linked to the witches, like Berta, who is often depicted as having a goose foot, along with the belief that goose fat enabled witches to fly. So let's unpack whatever I just said.
Where does that even... Who the fuck decided, you know what? That's why they're eating the geese.
Yep.
They want to fly.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So where Berta really comes from is the fact that in many parts of Europe, witches are a common and popular figure of the Christmas season. Prior to the Christian church taking over January 6th as Epiphany, or Three Kings Night, this was the holy night of Berta, goddess of winter, witchcraft, and animals. Many countries have adapted Berta to their own cultures, and she goes by many different names and personas. But the further you go back in history, the more fearsome she gets. In modern times, she's associated with the fairy tale figure of Mother Hale.
I just looked up a picture of Berta and
Berta. It's Berta. That's who you're looking. Yeah, Berta is actually on the album cover that I made. She's terrifying.
I'm sending this in chat because
y'all get to see this.
Horrifying. Perhaps the geese drink that Red Bull.
Now, there's a couple different things here with Berta. Obviously, she's very cruel.
Terrifying.
Here's the thing. I mean, when you're talking about somebody who rewards the good and like punishes the bad, but they don't tell you what good people get, they only tell you what the bad get. It sounds like she's pretty strong. Now, after she violently ripped out your intestines and replaced them with straw, rocks, and garbage, being an adept seamstress, she would sew you right back up again and then be on to the next victim.
Good. So
in many places, Berta rides with a throng of demonic-looking helpers who love to partake of the feast offerings left out by people hoping for Berta's blessing of wealth and health in the new year. So, yeah.
Is that what they're asking for, or are they just asking not to have their intestines removed from their
Let me ask you something here, Berta. Let me ask you a little question there, Berta. Are you going to rip out my intestines today? And then she will.
She rides a
throng. With a throng. Come on now. Come on, Tex. Come on now.
Oh, man.
In Switzerland, Berta's demon sidekicks, Stragel, get to dole out the punishments themselves and aren't terribly discerning as they rob all bad children and tear them to pieces in the air.
I mean, they're pretty horrifying looking too.
Yeah, no, it's so the Stragel, we'll talk about the Stragel now, which is just a weird little gnome-ish monster. I'll say gnome-ish. You know what they remind me of? They remind me of Pinky Demons from Doom.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Like Pinky Demon, Bigfoot.
Oh, God, the non-drawn depictions of these creatures are horrifying.
Yeah, when people like dress up as them in like Switzerland and stuff.
Yeah, they do. I'm saying that.
Switzerland's weird. I'm learning a lot about other places tonight, and I feel
they're super creative. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I mean, so the Stragel, I basically already explained it, but they are Berta's demonic horde, basically, that follow her around and dole out punishments themselves by ripping children into pieces. Which is, that's fine, I guess. Now,
it's an ample punishment for being a little turd.
Now, La Bethana is another European witch of the holidays, if that makes sense. And she actually works quite closely with Berta. In Italy, Russia, and parts of Eastern Europe, we encounter a witch-like lady rooted in the fairy tale figure of Mother Hole, who doles... Mother Hole? I don't know why I say that.
Hole.
Mother Holy? Hole? I
think it's Hole.
Hole. Who doles out punishments for the lazy and riches for the hardworking. In Italy, she's known as La Befana. In Russia, Babushka. Each January, she packs up and sets off on a broomstick to join the three kings who are also seeking the Christ child. She searches every house, and if she finds a child there, she leaves cookies and gifts behind. So La Befana, she seems like pretty good.
She's good.
It seems like La Befana is like the Santa Claus to, oh my God, why can't I say it? La Befana is the Santa Claus to Bertha's Krampus, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Why does he sound like a Doom character? The Christ child. Coming to a theater near you.
Probably
Are you looking for salvation?
Christ child.
He's on a hunt. Anyway.
Oh God.
But yeah, so there's a couple of the monsters of Christmas.
I didn't realize there were so many.
There are quite a few, and I think there's even more. In fact, you know what? Because this is Let's Google Stuff Live.
Oh,
I'm going to Google monsters of Christmas.
It wouldn't be us if we didn't do that, right?
Yeah.
Did you talk about Pierre?
Pierre? No,
Fouettard?
You talk about Pierre.
Pierre Fouettard. Fouettard?
Don't say that.
What? I don't know how to say
That's
this.
not good.
Fouettard.
You know what? Let me just read that.
I don't know. I don't know what that one is.
Let me see what it says. It says.
How do you say that? What?
Pierre Fouettard.
Fouettard. Okay. Made his first appearance in 1150 when he and his wife lured a trio of young boys into their butcher's shop. You know where this is going.
Why have Christmas if there's so many monsters? Because the Christ child demands it.
Exactly. So they lured these kids into their butcher shop, slit their throats, and butchered them, placing their remains in a barrel. And when Saint Nick discovered the crime, he resurrected the boys and punished Fouettard by forcing the butcher into his eternal service.
The Christ child.
Santa has a child murdering butcher as his personal assistant / slave.
So Santa's got a pretty weird posse.
Santa has an interesting posse, but now the villain appears alongside Saint Nick, and he dispenses the coal and the floggings.
When did floggings go hand in hand with coal?
I don't know, but it's to whoever deserves them. So if you didn't leave out cookies and milk for Santa, you get coal and flogged.
You get flogged
by a murderous
big
butcher.
sack of coal.
Floggings.
Floggings with a knife. Yes, floggings from the murderous butcher who lured. Wow, he's an interesting character. Le Père Fouettard.
Yeah.
Fouettard. Interesting.
Oh God, he resurrected the three boys. So Saint Nick confirmed on Techmas can resurrect people.
Yep, Saint Nick is
keep that in mind.
The Christ child. What's funny is my wife's son and I, we all watched a movie on Netflix called A Boy Called Christmas, and it was like a sweet movie, kind of like about the origins of Saint Nick. And now it's like, oh God, well, there's something.
There's some darkness to this.
There's some
like there are situations where I'm like, I understand why we kind of like dulled it down a little bit in the U.S. because some of this shit would give kids nightmares.
Well, once we Christianized the idea of Christmas, it's kind of like it's a different thing now. Right. But there is another one here, and this one is called Lucy. Lucy. Now, in Norway and Sweden, the 13th of December is St. Lucia's Day. St. Lucia is represented as a beautiful young woman, and nowadays the occasion is marked by a young woman in a white sash representing the saint roaming the streets with a health and safety officer baiting crown of candles on her head. Wow, I didn't even... Okay, well, I misread that. However, a few centuries ago, Norway celebrated Lucia, or Lucy, in a very different form. For the night before the 13th of December, Lucy's night was the night when evil spirits and demons rose up to wander the earth. Children needed to be good, and the adults warded off evil by protecting their homes with the sign of the cross. Lucy was portrayed as a hideous demon with tyrannical powers. She rode through the skies on a broomstick, accompanied by demons, evil spirits, and trolls, spreading mayhem and chaos, destroying property, crops, and livestock, and even kidnapping or killing anyone foolish enough to not be tucked up safely in bed.
Foolish enough, huh?
Yeah, foolish. It sounds like her and Perkta and Babushka and all them kind of, they all hang out together, you know what I mean?
Punish and eat children, apparently.
And then the last one that I found is actually oh wait, no, you know what? There's two more. Oh man, look at this. This is exciting.
Does she have a posse
Christmas monsters. No, this was actually, Lucy is kind of her own thing at this point, but what an asshole. Just going around stealing people. Hello, Daddy's home. Death Metal Hippie 2020. Good to see you.
That was a good use for a highlight.
So, now, there's also some other monsters from the Christmas side of things. The Karakankolos. The Karakankolos. The Karakankolos. The Karakankolos.
As I said, we're mispronouncing a lot of these, and I'm sorry.
This monster is generally seen in Bulgaria, Turkey, and Serbia.
Ah, okay.
The Karakankolos is generally portrayed as a cross between the devil and a Sasquatch. Ooh, interesting.
No.
No. Karakoncolos. Karakankolos.
Okay.
Karakankolos. I don't know. I can't say it, and I'm not going to pretend like I can.
No.
Now, in Turkey, he would stand at street corners on winter nights, setting riddles for passers-by. If the traveler gave an answer that included the word black, they were free to go on their way. If not, he would strike them dead with a single blow. Oof. Interesting. It's like Jack the Ripper of Turkey, who happens to
quench your thirst with crack and cola.
Fucking goddamn it, Tex. You deserve
all the points for that.
You deserve an audience laughter for that one. Appreciate you. Karakankolos. Now, elsewhere, the Karakankolos' favorite trick was to disguise their voice to pretend to be someone's friend or relative, to lure the intended victim, like, "Hello, mister. You remember me? I'm from the other place that you saw me at. I'm your child." And then just boom, single blow, dead. You're dead.
You're done.
The Karakankolos strikes again.
That has to be like the last one, end out on a bang. Oh man.
Sometimes a creature would set them in a trance and leave them to roam free. But in Serbia, the Karakankolos preferred to jump on the victim's back and use them as a personal taxi service. Take me here. The exhausted person was only finally released at dawn. Now, if you were an idiot and you invited the Karakankolos into your house, they would feel compelled to imitate their host's behavior. If you set fire to silk or thread, the Karakankolos would be tricked into setting fire to its own fur and would run from the house, screaming to find water. So if a Karakankolos ever tries to break into your house, guys, this is how you get rid of them.
That's the deterrent right there.
I do want to thank the Raiders one more time. Thank you all so much
for
coming and hanging out tonight. Hopefully you enjoy what you see.
Stick around for Hunt
Showdown. We will be playing Hunt Showdown. Now, the very last one is one that I have to say because I'm Greek and it's from Greece. And I am going to feel bad about this because I should be able to say it, but I super can't.
You're Greek.
And it is oh my God. Yes, Matt. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like 50%, man.
Oh, you're acting like
hypomanic. Thank you.
You're acting like I should know this. Like I've
talked about it on this very podcast.
What Jake is made out of.
I've talked about this on this very podcast.
I don't remember.
And it is called the Kalikantzori. Zaroi. Kalikantzori.
Kalima.
The Kalima. Now, in Greece, a group of demons called the Kalikantzori were said to spend the year underground, sawing through the tree of life that ran through the earth. Wow, fuck these guys, dicks.
Come on now.
Each December, when just a single thread held the tree together, the 12 days of Christmas would compel them to come overground and wander the earth. By their return in January, the tree had repaired itself, and they had to start again. So they're the definition of insanity, right?
They're like actively wanting to cut this damn tree down.
Yes, they want to destroy life as we know it, right? Now, once overground, they caused mischief and chaos, but above all, sought to steal any children born over the 12 days of Christmas and turn them into fellow Kalikansare. They could be kept at bay by binding newborn babies in straw and garlic. Oh, those poor babies. This is a stinky baby. It's straw and garlic. You could also stop the creatures from getting into your house by placing colander outside the door.
Colander?
Like the Kalikansaroi.
Colander?
Not like a fucking... No, like... Oh my God.
Hold on. Is there a plant?
Is it colander? No? I guess it is a colander. I don't know, man. Just go with it.
Pasta colander outside your door?
Oh, don't kill the podcast. Matt, you're killing the podcast. Now, if you place a colander outside of your door, the Kalikansaroi would be compelled to count the holes. But because the number 3 is holy in Greek, they would fail to count that number and would have to start again.
So it is a colander.
Yeah, it is literally a colander. A noodle strainer. Yes, a noodle strainer.
So they have to count the holes and they can't get to 3. Or they can't get past 3.
Yeah, it's legitimately a thing. This would occupy them until sunrise, when the house would be safe, until darkness fell again, and the Christ child would break out. Just kidding. So yeah, guys, I hope you learned something new today. This is Morbid Message Monday.
Christmas ain't all what it's chalked up to be.
No, it definitely isn't. In fact, there's a lot of monsters in Christmas, and many of the traditions from Christmas come from pagan rituals, such as Saturnalia, is I think what it's called. It's a whole other episode in and of itself.
We just keep opening up all these doors.
I know,
different
man,
episodes
there's so many
that we
doors
can do now.
But we always forget. Like literally earlier today, well, what do we talk about?
Find a way to keep track of our random ass thoughts.
We have thoughts, they exist. But Matt, what do you think of all these Christmas monsters, man? How are you feeling right now?
I didn't realize there were so many.
There's a lot.
I'm pretty impressed that there is a venomous gnome.
Venomous gnome is that's a highlight for sure.
That's definitely a highlight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of these are really kind of fucked up, and I feel kind of bad for kids that are like put through knowing or thinking that these exist.
Like the Krampus.
The Krampus and the fucking... Just all of them.
Perkta, dude. Perkta is just going to cut your literally rip out your intestines, replace them with straw, rocks, and garbage.
Not only that, some of them are just downright confusing. I mean, the Yule Lads, there's so many different flavors.
They're just like the 7 dwarves from hell.
Yeah, there's so many different weird things about that. But I learned some things today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to look at Christmas the same way anymore.
No. No, not at all. I will not. Interesting, though. I'm looking at an article saying that the Belschnickel is actually nice, but I feel like if you're just getting whipped by an old, gross, dirty man for being bad...
It depends on, I guess.
He's not cutting out your intestines.
How hard he's hitting you. I mean, if it's just like playful, like slaps, like being aggravating, I could see that as being like nice.
Just playful slaps.
Playful slaps is a new term. But yeah, I don't know. The way he's like defined is like he's like straight up whipping you. So
let's also not forget about Lude, who is a Christmas zombie horse, who we talked about at the very beginning.
That's a good one. That's my favorite one. That one looks the coolest.
It was pretty sweet. It's definitely cool.
Then again, the other one we talked about really looks kind of crazy cool too. It's like terrifying.
There's a lot of really interesting ones. But folks, there you go. There's your history lesson on the monsters of Christmas. Thank you so much for joining us today, kindly listeners. I hope you have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be that you're having. And well, goodbye.
Are you waiting me to like join you?
I was waiting for you to join it, say something. I mean, you don't take cues.
Well, it's not that I don't take cues. It's just like that's your way of like ending things. So I didn't want to take your way of ending things because we both have our own way of ending things.
Well, how do you end them?
Really badly. I just say goodbye. Yeah, I just say goodbye. I'm terrible at it. I'm getting better at my intro on YouTube.
What is your intro on YouTube now? Let's hear it.
My intro now is there are many games on the horizon, but today we're playing just one.
Hey, that's nice. I like that.
It, right? I came up with it.
Mine.
Totally
hello there, kindly viewer. My name is Jake, and welcome.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? I like that too.
Yeah.
I think those are good. There are many games on the horizon. I
found my own thing. It only took a year.
Yeah, it did. It only took you a year, man.
Only took me.
Congratulations. I remember in one of yours, you just straight up ganked Markipliers.
I totally did. Hello, and my name is Matt.
You literally, hello, everybody. My name is Matt. Literally exactly what you did. All right, I'm going to stop recording the podcast. This is the end of the podcast. Goodbye.